Hey everyone, I'm finally back with another video. I have a couple of journals here up for grabs in my Etsy shop, so I'm going to flip through these. So I'm going to start with this one. And this one here is just slightly more masculine than the other types that I make. I've used Peculiar Ancestry in here, and what I've been doing lately is revisiting some of my old favorites that I've designed. So what I've got here is just a very large ribbon that was just a bright white, so I coffee stained it. And then on the cover here I've got a watch face, and I included an image in there, and there's some tiny little floating watch parts in there. They kind of like move around, they're just loose in there. And then just a small crocheted doily behind it. So this is a vintage book, and I really like the color, and it went really well with that kit. In the inside here I used some old Prima paper that I still have a bit of, and then I have a little pocket here with a few of those round tags, and then I had a flashcard here that says odd and bizarre in French. A couple of buttons in there, and then I also have new business cards that just came in the mail. So I just chucked that one in there. So lots of coffee dyed paper, some scraps here of a merchandise tag or an inventory tag, and a stamp. This is from a field guide to butterflies and moths. On my paper clip here I have a little glass bottle, and there's some watch parts and a little crystal in there. Here's a flip up with one of the cards from the kit, and it's on a book page. This little tuck spot was just an old merchandise tag from clothing or something that we had purchased. And then just some journaling spots, a little bit of fabric on the top here. I just stapled that on. This is a currency, foreign currency, and a stamp here on some burlap parchment paper. Some more ephemera here. This is an old library catalog card, and it's for the TFH Book of Marine Aquariums. So I kind of wanted to fit it in here because the Peculiar Ancestry kit has like oddball kind of characters that are marine life and just things with wings and stuff. So here's another one of these clothing tags from a sweater, I think, that my husband had bought. Postage stamp with a very handsome gentleman on it. And this here just kind of flips out. Some birds. An old receipt topper. This is a watch face. This also folds out like that, or flips out. Then I've got a little crown on a pin. More bird page, book page. I made a bookmark as well. This little cutie is sitting in his nest. some more. This is an envelope and just receipt toppers. And this is a very cute little envelope that I got from Debbie Gilbert. And it had a tiny little card with it, so I added a postage stamp on the card. Just tuck that in there. Coin reference book. More ephemera. And another tag tuck spot here with a fish postage stamp. This flips out. A alteration tag. This little butterfly is a die cut, a vintage Victorian die cut, and I just stitched it onto a button card, and then there's a doily in the background. More ephemera, postage stamp. And this is another watch part. It's just hanging on the paper clip there. The little owl, which is featured on several of the designs in this kit. So when I found a stamp that matched, I had to put them in there. This is some very pretty lace I have, and I coffee stained it. I'm trying to use up some scraps and things, as we all do. More ephemera. Another handsome gentleman here. And a tiny charm. And the back. And I stitched around the end images as well. This one here is a little bit more feminine. As you can see, it's a cover from Little Women. This is not a first edition. If anything, when I find a treasure like this, my hope is that it will bring back fond memories if you've read the book, or that it will make you interested in actually finding one and reading the story for yourself. So this particular book, the book block inside was falling out. Half the pages were missing. It was kind of coming away from the spine. So I did not feel bad whatsoever in creating something new with the cover. So what I did for the closure here is just used a strip of these little rosettes, and they're like doubled. So that's my closure. And the little embellishment here are just two pieces. This is like a little metal backing that I had gotten from Butterbee scraps, and this is a little flat back pearl with the silver flowery pattern. Then on the inside cover, I dressed it up. I've got a bingo card in the back here. I've got a French little language card that says happiness, le bonheur. Then I've got a copy of a very pretty postcard, and I backed it. I printed something else on the back. I used this one because I like the fact that it looks like embroidered flowers on the front. And then I've got a button card here with a little piece from an embroidered handkerchief. And then a couple of little scraps and a button. And then I've got a scissor die cut and just a flower here for the pocket, which I made out of a piece of handkerchief as well. So in here I featured some pages from the Petticoat Blossoms kit. I really like the elements that I used in this one, a lot of the red roses and some pinks and blues, and just a really nice combination. So it suited the cover really well because it's very feminine. Some of these are backed with the other side of some printables. These lovely ladies are probably 4 sisters, so I thought that was fitting for the fact that Little Women is based on 4 sisters. And they're just clipped on there. And just a little ticket stub here. So some of the ephemera that I pulled to add to this has to do with the area of Massachusetts and New England, just because that's where the story was set. But I didn't directly theme this book just for Little Women. I just kind of, if I had something in my stash that was appropriate, I added it. So here I've got essays on the language of the literature. So just because one of the sisters was a writer, artist, that sort of thing, I thought that was fitting. And then here I've got early azalea, pink azalea from another field guide, and I think azaleas surface as one of the symbolic flowers in the story. Just a ledger page here. Guest check. Very pretty blue postcard, and I added a postage stamp on it. And this tuck spot is just a bunch of layered things, and then a little rusted pin here that I had gotten from Denise. Here I've got German scrap and then a quote from the author. So it says, "Let us be elegant or die," which I think was a quote from Little Women. This is a cover, only from 1982, but the fact that it's New England, I'm including it in here. The sandpiper surfaces in the story as well. Just a little journaling spot, and this is a die cut. This quote here says, "I like good strong words that mean something." Ticket. Very pretty butterfly stamp. I just love the colors on it. And this is a bag that you can insert things in. It's actually opened here. This little envelope here had a window, and these little girls, the Tim Holtz paper dolls, fit perfectly in there. Another butterfly. So at the time that I was creating this, we just found out that Jonathan Pitt passed away. He's our beloved butterfly child. He was the one that I had made the wings for Jonathan kit. So I kind of sprinkled butterflies throughout this journal just because I needed to feel part of, you know, the loss and some closeness to Jonathan. So you'll see some butterflies throughout. Here's another quote. "I'd rather take coffee than compliments just now," and that's also from Little Women. And these are typed on my old typewriter. Another layered tuck spot. A couple of sisters. Beautiful young ladies. A bookmark here. Life and love are very precious when both are in full bloom. Here's the other side of the bag. A blank library card. Another bird stamp. Love is a great beautifier. Another ledger page. A couple of young ladies here as well. Some stitching around the card. Some layering on this tuck spot, and another of Denise's rusted pins. This one here is New Hampshire history, and a beautiful red rose stamp. Another little butterfly. I think this might be a moth, I'm not sure. And I just added this here for journaling on the book page. More sandpiper references here. I just added some washi tape along the center of the signatures. It reinforces, but it also just breaks up the blankness for me. I'm not afraid of storms, for I'm learning how to sail my ship. And another beautiful butterfly in memory of our Jonathan. Little charm here. Another pretty postcard and a ticket stub. The charm here on this paper clip is it's a little locket, and it's shaped like a book. And then when you open it, I've cut little pieces of a flower postage stamp, and I kind of stuck them in there. More ephemera. And then on the back I've got a flash card and some other ephemera. So I've got my other business card that I just got. They're really cute. You can get them square now, so I thought that was really sweet. Then some ticket stubs here. And then I've got a little shoe tag, a little piece from some lace I had just in my stash, and I just attached it all together with a brad. That's the back of this little card from a game, and I used the number 4 because there's 4 sisters in Little Women. And the pocket is made with another remnant of a handkerchief, and it's just embroidered here in a bit of lace, and then a little flower on the side. The ends were also stitched in this one. Just adds a bit of dimension. And that's it. So these are available in my Etsy store now. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will be back as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye!